Hello guys, this is Ben K from Brown Swiss Capital. Believe it's been a long time since I shared anything, but in today's video I'm going to talk about the new rules for trading Nasdaq and gold, strictly Nasdaq and gold, with the strategy. The rules I added just for these two, the gold metal and the Nasdaq index. Okay, so the new rules I added just one thing actually. So as you know, with this strategy the rules are quite simple. Let me just head over to the indicator list. So as you can see, I have about 3 indicators under the indicator window, and on the main chart I have only 1 indicator, so 4 in total. So the moving average settings 10 is the 10 EMA. Okay, can just pause the video to get the settings. So just quickly click on the indicator, then you can see the settings. 1 period, the levels 90, 10, 50. Okay, CCI 1950. Initially it was 1800, so you can try around yourself. 1800 initially, but now I changed it to 1950. Okay, levels -100 to 100, apply to typical price, high, low, close divided by 3, and the last one, this is the new rule I added, and you are adding it to the indicator window, guys. Okay, it's 100 EMA. You can put any color you want. Okay, so if you go through over them, this red moving average is the 10 EMA, and this is RSI1. It's the one with the red dotted line, 90, 50, and 10. And this kind of blue line is the CCI value 1950, and the green moving average is the EMA 100. Okay, and this EMA 100, you have to know to apply it. You apply it to the close. Okay, to close, because there are quite a few options here. You don't apply to the previous indicator data or first indicator data, apply to close. Okay, otherwise it will be something else. So let's quickly go over the rules for this strategy. Okay, it's a strategy I've had for a long time, and I've been revising it, tweaking it a bit as time goes on. Okay, so for these two financial instruments, the gold and Nasdaq, I like to trade them on the 15 minutes time frame. So let's just switch. Here we were on H4, 15 minutes time frame. Okay, so what are the rules? So the rules before for this strategy were simply, let me zoom in, just find a level. Okay, the rules were quite simple for the first revision. It was number 1, wait for the red 10 EMA, wait for this price to close below, in case of a sell setup, to close below this EMA. Okay, then you go to the indicator window, the CCI have to touch the 90 level, 90 extreme level. Okay, so after the CCI touches here and price closes below, we are good to enter, right? That was the basic rule. So now I added this green 100 EMA to say when price also the CCI has touched. Okay, in some cases price also closes below and price or the CCI cuts below the 100 EMA, you are good to enter. Okay, that's how I shared the previous setup on Nasdaq. Okay, and one more thing, your chart. How do you place your chart? Maximum zoom out. Okay, these are maximum zoom in, and you pinch with your two fingers, pulling inwards until you can't zoom out anymore. So you want your chart to be like this, maximum zoom out. Okay, and then you want your chart, if you press and hold with your finger on the screen on the main chart, you see that it's aligned somewhere in the middle there. So your chart may not be aligned like mine. So you are going to press and hold, and as you can see, you can move it, can place it here. So I just want you to drag your charts all the way to the midpoint, okay, till you can't move it anymore. So you want your chart to be like that. So as you can see on this yesterday's signal, CCI touched. Okay, then I wait for the price to close below and for the CCI to cut this 100 to close below. Okay, because this closing below of when the CCI cuts below this 100 EMA, it will correspond with the price action here. Okay, so when the candle finishes forming, you know, and the CCI is still below this 100 EMA, then you know that it's staying. Okay, you don't enter when the candle is still forming, because it can close above. So let's assume this is the indicator window, this is the 90 level, and you have your EMA. Okay, you have your EMA like that. So when your CCI, this red CCI, it cuts below this 100 EMA, so you want also on the main chart that candle. So when I say enter after it closes, because it can be painting like, because it's the CCI that is cutting the 100 EMA. So when it paints that it has cut below while the candle is forming, it can come back and closes a bullish candlestick and invalidate the setup, and then it will go up again. So we want to make sure that when it's way below, it's after the candle has closed. Okay, so that's simply it. Then that's how I called the setup. CCI at the extreme 90 level, price closes below, and you are sure that the CCI is below, then you enter. For the stop loss, I used switch to 4 hours, because at that level price was around there. Okay, so I just put above the previous high, That way was my stop loss. Okay, or you can put a tight stop loss even on the M15, because it was around this level where the sell was. You can just go back on the chart to see if there's a level higher, something like that. Okay, or you can even use this, it's up to you, but don't make it too tight, okay, to allow for price to move a bit. And my TP was hit, it was about that level. Okay, so the same applies for gold. Think, because bear in mind that as the days move, this shifts. But yesterday this chart was like this and the setup was like showing like this. Okay, I also took this buy on the previous day. Always make sure the CCI is touching the extreme levels. Okay, if it's not touching, maybe it's like here, turned here, and it closes above, it's an invalid setup. We want the CCI to be touching the extreme lows and highs. Okay, so I took this buy the other day and I just targeted the 50 level mark of the RSI, because gold is very volatile. So I entered right about there and I just targeted, I think, that level, 1930. Yeah, 1930 was my TP, I believe. Okay, so even for yesterday, as you can see, extreme level, this is where it touched, but it wasn't like this. It was even a better looking setup. Just today, it's another day, so it won't align like it was as it was painting yesterday, as the setup was coming together. So you can enter your sell after price closed below, then you could have took this sell. Let me just zoom in so you see. Okay, yeah, it was looking more like this, but with maximum zoom out. So you can see extreme level, EMA 100, CCI cuts it below, and that's where you could have entered your sell right from the top. Okay, and be out. So those are the new rules here. Like I was explaining, this is an invalid setup for me here because the CCI, it didn't touch the extreme 10 level. Okay, and we want it to be coming like this way, and it cuts the CCI which is in front of it. We don't want it to be this way and the EMA is touching and is the one cutting the CCI. No, we don't want that. Okay, we want this CCI to move nicely, come to the 10 level, and with the EMA in front, then it cuts it. Clean setup. Okay, don't go for choppy setups. Okay, as you can see, if you entered that following the rules, see it turned in the middle, that touching the 10, and you entered your buy, now it's reversing. Okay, you'll be in losses already. You don't want that. Okay, so that's basically the new rules. Try it out and let me know how it goes. And mind you, I'm only testing it on these two. Reason I'm saying testing, because I've been using the RS6 with different rules just for the currency markets. So these are different instruments, so I had to put that new rule of the 100 EMA, okay, to refine the setups. Hope you learned something, and don't Forget to practice and practice. Okay, thank you for watching. This is Ben K.